Hello, fellow members of Women in U.S. History. My name is Jennifer Dixon, and I am presenting an article written by Gloria Steinem. The article is titled Sex, Lies, and Advertising and was originally written in 1990 as Steinem reflected on her time at Ms. Magazine. First, I would like to discuss exactly who Gloria Steinem is. While our Collins text mentioned Ms. Steinem in passing only, she is actually one of the most well-known feminist icons in American history. She is also a social activist, writer, editor, and lecturer. Her career truly took off as a writer after she wrote an expose of what it was like to be an employee at the Playboy Bunny Club in Chicago. After this article came out, she founded both New York and Ms. magazines, which served as outlets for her ideas on women's liberation. She also helped create the National Women's Political Caucus, which is still very active today. I chose Ms. Steinem in this specific article because her words have always spoken to me. One of my favorite quotes is, "We have demonstrated that women can do what men do, but not yet that men can do what women do." That's why most women have two jobs, one inside the home and one outside it, which is impossible. The truth is, women can't be equal outside the home until men are equal in it. This quote goes a step further than any of the words Betty Friedan wrote in The Feminine Mystique. It calls out the fact that men still do not engage in as many domestic chores as women. It presents an alternate way of looking at the differences between the way men and women are treated in this society. Now, on to the article. This article presents Ms. Steinem's personal reflection on her time at Ms. Magazine while attempting to get it off the ground in 1972. It presents the problems of finding financing without sacrificing journalistic integrity. Women's magazines at the time were seen as fluff, offering no provocative reporting. Steinem wanted to cover important issues without offering what is called complimentary copy to the advertisers. Complimentary copy is the practice of offering only pleasant reviews and information about products in exchange for advertising dollars. This is still a common practice today. When Ms. Steinem founded the magazine, she wanted to look for advertisers beyond those found in traditional women's magazines, such as perfume, makeup, or cleaning products. She reached out to the auto industry through various trade shows she attended. She was absolutely appalled by how women were ignored at these shows. In the article, she states, "In Chicago, the big attraction is Marilyn Chambers, a porn star whose pornographic movies are being used to demonstrate VCRs. Clearly, the trade shows were appealing to the men, who worked as buyers for most businesses." Ms. Steinem did not back down, however, and despite financial setbacks caused by the advertising double standard that women only cared about colors of products and not the actual functionality of a product, Ms. Magazine was able to sustain circulation of 450,000, mostly through word of mouth and people purchasing lifetime subscriptions. Ms. Magazine tackled many different subjects ranging from abortion to domestic violence, which were never spoken of at this time. Ms. Magazine supported young writers and encouraged people to form their own opinions about products being sold. So why is this so important? Consider these two magazine covers. One is Cosmopolitan and the other Sports Illustrated. The Cosmopolitan cover is filled with text asking the reader to consider what men most want and how to become sex goddesses. The cover is bright pink and has a stereotypical blonde actress, Hayden Panettiere, posed on it. Nowhere does the magazine appear to cover anything beyond how a woman should appear to a man. Now consider the Sports Illustrated cover. The text is limited, the cover being dominated by the figure of Tim Tebow proclaiming him to be a man on a mission. The only other text discusses the British Open. Nowhere are there words about how men should try to appeal to women. The magazine is focused on the likes of men, as opposed to the women's cover, which ignores the desires of the women in favor of what men want. Complimentary copy runs rampant in women's magazines. Pick up any magazine focused on women and you will see articles about diets surrounded by ads for Slim Fast. Men's magazines have some complimentary copy, but most of the products advertised are not expressly related to the content of articles. These covers show that despite Ms. Steinem's best efforts, women are still being viewed as products and placeholders for the real decision-making to be made by men. Now, as I said, this article was originally written in 1990. We have all heard the statistics about pay gap between men and women. In 1990, this gap was 71 cents for women as compared to each dollar a man earned. What surprises me even more is how little this has changed in the 24 years since this article was written. Today, the gap is 76.5 cents for women compared with each dollar a man earns. By studying women such as Ms. Steinem, I believe it will open people's minds on how to treat each other as equals. So, how do we fix this? How do we bring light to the fact that women should be spoken to as people and not just instruments to please a man? This is where I return to the words of Ms. Steinem. She suggests we write to editors and only support products which take the readers seriously. She also implores us to consider the impact of US media on the rest of the world. Do we want our legacy to be creating a generation of women focused only on the shallow, or do we want to be known as unwavering in our attention to the social injustices surrounding us? As Ms. Steinem asks us all, can't we do better than this? I like to think we can. I've included links to videos of Ms. Steinem talking, as well as the original article if you wish to read more on this topic. Thank you very much.